Alright, hey guys, welcome again to Fire Alarms and Such, and this is another episode of What the Heck Is It? A fire grenade. Specifically in this video, we are using the Auto Fire Stop model MF-37 manual fire extinguisher. So first off, to preface anything, we're not demonstrating this today because it leads into my second point, which is if you have one of these, check and make sure because these can be highly dangerous. On our NFPA Diamond, it is a level 3 health hazard because inside of here is carbon tetrachloride, which is a very, 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 very dangerous chemical. Very cancer causing. So don't tamper with these. If you have one, use extreme caution. Make sure you know what's inside and understand that they are no longer suitable for fire extinguishing because then you have to do a hazmat cleanup. So anywho, we are going to begin. So this is one version of a fire grenade. The way that these work is you can either pull them out and throw them at a fire and it will extinguish the fire. The liquid inside is a fire extinguisher. And they also work by breaking the neck and being able to just pour on the fire. If it's a small fire, you can just break the neck off. Or if we take the entire grenade out, set it down carefully. The base, this specific base, has a hammer that I had to disable for safety reasons because there was no way I could store this with it cocked because I could not risk the fusible link failing and smashing the carbon tetrachloride all over everything. So I did have to disable this, which did include snapping off one end of the spring that held this in because normally this spring, I can kind of hold it back, is engaged and this hammer under high spring force comes back and then I'll grab him off the back. And then holding the hammer back is a fusible link. So between these two pieces of metal is some solder, and when the solder gets hot enough, it melts, and the two links separate, releasing all of that spring force and smashing that hammer into the glass and shattering it. So it did kind of work. Oops, there goes my fusible link. That's fine. So it did work as an automatic fire extinguisher, which was why this specific brand was called Auto Fire Stop. So this is the actual, let me pull it out here. This is the actual fire grenade. You can see kind of my hand for scale. It's pretty hefty. It's got the neck down there. That's the part that would crash into the hammer and would open up and dump the contents, or you can break it and just sprinkle on the fire, or you can use it as leverage when you actually throw this at the base of a fire and crash it at the fire. And this is all original. I don't have the exact date for this particular item, but it is pretty old. And we'll get this back up in here. So these used to, line hallways or be over very important equipment, so it could sense its heat and then crash open. And you can see we got the instructions. If my camera will actually focus. You got the instructions going across. You can pull bottle from the frame and crash at the edge of the fire, or try and get the focus, or break neck on hard object and sprinkle on the fire. There's not a whole lot else to tell about one of these. It's pretty simple. It's basically just a big jug of liquid or some other extinguishant that sits waiting, and when called upon, it will either self-activate. See, it sucks I can't demonstrate it, because when it activates, the neck would kind of break around here and it would just dump and just splash if the fire is right below. It's not, doesn't have that wide of range, so it would have to be a fire directly under. Otherwise, it was just kind of a fire extinguisher that someone could grab and take to a fire rather than have the fire happen at it and it go off. But it did have those capabilities to actually self-activate. Yeah, I don't think there's much else I can really say about this other than just please be careful around these. They can have some pretty nasty stuff inside. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day.